God damn. Bro. Oh, dude, guys, I'm just so freaking nervous right now. Here we go, man. Destruction's beginning already. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. How are y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. My name is Josh. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. We are getting into Shippuden today, episodes 156 and 157. Picking back up after some of that Sage training, man. So freaking dope. By the end of the show, I guess Naruto's going to turn into not going to turn into a frog. He's just going to be the ultimate human frog. The balanced so he doesn't turn into a frog or a toad. Still don't know, is it a frog or a toad? I swear I see different them like defer to the same thing. I always thought that like frogs aren't they the ones that usually like swim in water more so toads are usually just on land, but that's how I've always like thought about it. I'm sure it's much more complicated than that, but I've seen like a lot of the frogs / toads in the show go into water, so maybe they're just supposed to be frogs. I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and recap the character ratings from last time. We gave MVP to the grandpa frog, the elder sage. I forgot his name, starts with an F. Fuji something. Him just training Naruto. I liked just him kind of getting Naruto in the mix on the sage training, helping guide him, and I don't know, just kind of like believing in Naruto to pass down the torch of like the next sage. Sage from the Leaf Village is pretty cool. For the best moment, we gave that to Jiraiya and the conversation with Naruto about understanding and hatred, and especially in relation to Sasuke and Orochimaru and their relationships with them, and how difficult it was to help them believe that they understood them, help them work through their hatred, I guess, right? Really interesting conversation there. Check out the review section if you want to hear more of my thoughts there. That was a pretty cool one to talk about. And then for the funniest moment, we gave that to Naruto and just his training lapses. I really love the one especially where he picks up he finally uses the Sage Jutsu and he picks up the statue, and the Elder Sage Frog, GG Frog, he's like, wow, he's a little bit better on the uptick than Jiraiya even. And then he tosses it. And he's like, oh, he's a little denser than him though. That was pretty good, man. Humor is still going strong even when we've had some heavy episodes. But yeah, y'all, I think we could just go ahead and get into these. If you all do enjoy these reactions, drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Or if you're interested, check out the Patreon link below. We're 4 weeks ahead there. And yeah, appreciate y'all's time. Let's go ahead and get into some Naruto. I don't hear much whacking. Oh, never mind. Here it comes. Yeah, you don't got that cheat. He's a harsh teacher. I mean, then you gotta rely on him, man. Alright, I mean, that simplifies it a little bit. I think even if you could carry it around, it wouldn't be a good idea. Better just to master it. Yeah, no shit. Hyperactive, man. Oh god. Gotta put the pressure on him. This is just like Jiraiya pushing him off into the ravine. It's probably where Jiraiya got it from. From the GG frog. The geezer frog. God, This would be so hard to do, man. Damn. Ow. Sound effect. It's got a strong ass tongue. What'd that town do?
動くなだけでこんなに難しいなんて、この修行ちょっと無茶すぎなんじゃねえか。
何を言ってるか。ナルトちゃんの師匠ジライアちゃんがちゃんとやり遂げたぞ。
もしかしてエロ仙人もここで修行したの？
わしと二人で随分通ったもんじゃ。
Aww.
サンキュー深作様。
なあ、ジライアちゃんや。
I like this soundtrack. It's always really heartwarming. It's cute.
もう少しで何かつかめそうなんだ。もうしばらく付き合ってくれよ。
ど根性だけは人一倍じゃったわい。
まあこの修行エロ仙人はどれぐらいかかったんだ？
ジライアちゃんの場合、任務の間に
So it probably took him a freaking minute. And he was training both ninjutsu and sage at the same time.
そっか。
ナルトちゃん。
影分身の術。俺には時間がねえ。だからペースアップしねえと。エロ仙人がやった修行だからな。俺も頑張んねえと。
No. Good thing he knows which one's the real one.
ナルトちゃん、もっと集中せえ。
Hey, where do you get rice from?
なんかカラフルでうまそうだな。
わしのだ。
Larva rice balls. Gosh. More distractions coming. You gonna be able to sit still with the rain? Gotta be able to do it then too. There we go. It's killing it.
感じじゃ。視線エネルギーがどんどん集まっとる。とうとうやりおった。油を使わずここまでできるようになるとは。
Yeah. He don't need no oil? Ooh.
仙人の証熊取が出た。
Proof of sagehood. I like it.
ナルトちゃんはジライアちゃんをしのぐ仙人になったということ。
Yo.
それに油を使った時よりさらに大きな戦術チャクラをね。
Wow, really?
どんな感じじゃ。
自然と一体になるってこんな感じ。
Damn, the eyes look pretty dope. Oh no. Oh, he just let him fall.
あれ
He's more resilient.
それが仙人モードじゃ。体があらゆる意味で活性化された。
すっげえ仙人モード。
だって仙人モードもできたことじゃし、最後のステップじゃな。
最後のステップってまだなんか。
He's excited.
河津組手の戦い方を叩き込んじゃる番じゃ。
なんで僕の首切り包丁を置いてきたんだよ。
Damn, they left the blade.
入れ替えただけでもありがたく思え。
お互いをかばい合ってそうなった。俺たちは水魚の交わりと言うべき仲間だ。
Yeah, you all are close now. A-Tails ain't no joke.
ところで本当に美獣の力はもらえるのか、サスケ。
どうだろうな。そんな力に頼る必要はなくなったようだ。俺は新しい力を手に入れた。この葉を潰せる十分な力。
どうしたサスケ？
Yeah, Sasuke, you can't even pick up a glass of water properly.
なんでもない。
外にチャクラを感じる。どうやらつけられていたようだな。
ほら、行け。
I wonder if Sasuke's already feeling the effects of the Mangekyo.
どうやら尾行は失敗のようです。
Gosh, dude, little Jugo is something.
ユニトだけでなく B までも B がやられるなど信じられん。
But was he actually taken down?
先ほどから何匹か送られてきています。敵の居場所が分かり次第、本正体を送り込み、キラー B 様を救出し、敵を殲滅します。
弟をさらったのはこの葉隠れの内葉の者だと聞いたが、なぜ内葉の者が暁におる。
サスケ、もう随分と前に野葉の抜け人になっていたようです。
この葉のほかげはなぜさっさと抜け人を始末しない。ヒューガの件ではあれだけしたたかだった里が。
Wow, what a reference back to the Hyuga incident. That's crazy, man.
おかしい。先輩からの連絡が途絶えた。
They both seem so happy to be sparring. Dang. Naruto got booped.
ナルトちゃんよ、今日はここまでじゃ。
まだまだ。
これ以上
He's an old man.
だいぶコツがつかめてきたようじゃ。
Or an old frog.
わっ。
Oh, he's got a little leaf blanket. What are you gonna get up to, bro? Don't do something stupid.
なんだと？エイからの連絡が途絶えたとは一体どういうことだ？
J はどうやら殺されたか拘束されたようですね。これで敵の居場所が特定できなくなりました。
生での情報からある程度の居場所を割り出してしらみつぶしに探させろ。
Just wanna know where Killer B really is.
それからサムイの正体を呼べ。内葉サスケをこちらで始末する旨の署名を持たせてこの葉へ向かわせる。そいつの情報も出させろ。
はい、直ちに。
Damn. So it looks like they are gonna get involved with the leaf to some degree.
段取りをつける。
Five Kage
暁
Summit?
は絶対に許さん。
Ooh.
重い。ある。来館
The jiggle physics.
呼び出しね。
一体何だというんだ。もしかしたら大変なことが、それとも何かが叱られるのか。筋体脂肪率が高くなっていること。
My body fat percentage. I used to be this way when I was freaking bodybuilding.
そんなことで叱られっかよ。どうせプロテインの買いだめに生かされるぐらいだよ。
あんたたちといると疲れるね。ああ、肩が凝る。
肩こりはおそらく
Oh my god.
だろうけど、そうとも言い切れない。
うっせえよもう。
物事はもっと慎重に考えるべきだ。胸のない軽いに肩こりがないにして。
Oh my god.
どうにかできたってばよ。
What, created a cloud? Interesting.
と言ってもまだまだ完璧じゃねえ。もっと専任モードで練習しねえと。
But what would he use that for? I mean, if he can like actually create like a storm combo with Sasuke's big jutsu thing. But I don't know what like Naruto himself would want to use that for. And Naruto doesn't like know about that jutsu either. I know that he like wants to help Sasuke, like empower him with Wind Rasengan and all that, but how did they end up finding them? They're probably not in there at this point though.
J、遅かったか。
He's probably not dead, is he? Maybe he is.
では、確かに。
頼んだぞ。
あのキラー B 様がヘマこくわけないだろ。どうせ何かの悪い冗談だって。
なんでそんなに楽観的なんだ。死んでらっしゃるかもしれない。
うっせえ。悲観的なてめえの考えは聞きたかねえんだよ。勝手な妄想するんじゃねえ。
よし。
Gosh, these two, man.
B はどんな手を使っても助ける。助けるぞ。
Oh.
ああ、なかなかやるようになったよ。そうなるとジャンプ。大したジャンプ力じゃ。まず組みてもなかなかのもんだな。
それだけじゃねえってばよ。影分身の術。
え、
He's combining the ninjutsu with the sage training now.
だってばよ。
かかってくんさい。
Dude, cool, man. I'm excited to see like him use it in like an actual battle and shit. It's gonna be dope.
偵察終了。いつも通り異常なしだ。今日もいい天気だな。
Back to our old Leaf Village. Oh, we haven't seen these guys in a while.
生きてるんだな。
さあ、さっさと選んでもらおうか。
Is that Neji? He looks a little different. Oh, you cheater!
手がは遊びだろうが。
That was pretty good.
さてと、レジ報告書でも書くかな。
God damn. Bro.
勝つ気か。分かった。おかげさまに連絡だな。何？
What the? Jeez, man. The aura is insane. Pretty grim. Oh, I'm nervous.
ジランヤ様が持ち帰った3つの情報。
ぶっちゃけ雨隠れの忍びペインの
Damn, dude, they gotta move quick on this, dude.
情報部の井ノ一さんならすぐにも雨隠れの忍びから何らかの情報を引き出してくれるだろう。
ペインの遺体の検視も静音先輩が最優先でやってるところよ。こっちも間違いないわ。
Better make it an even more top priority. He's here. I hope he can't like come and like resurrect that one, get another one.
これから得られる情報の中からペインとかって野郎の謎に迫らなきゃならねえ。ジライヤ様ですらやられちまうような連中の謎ってやつをよ。
What the heck is this?
現実プロテクトか。心の中覗かせてもらうとしよう。
Oh, is this the rain shinobi and they're kind of trying to infiltrate?
現実プロテクト。道理で自白剤が効かないわけだな。どうでしょう。
Is this Ino's dad?
目だ。誰かが
Or someone different? Damn, this guy's getting cooked. Ugh.
体に埋め込まれたこの黒い棒はペインと呼ばれる者たちの特徴。
Interesting them like researching so much. I like how deep it is.
それならそのペインとかっていう6人は現実でもう一人いたっていう女の暁の術かもな。そいつが影からぶっ
Nah, can't be that.
いや、そうは考えにくいわ。深作様が言うには、ライア様は実際にはその6人に武器で刺されて亡くなられたそうよ。このペインを3人倒したけど生き返ったっていうし、信じがたい現実のような話だけど。
暁常識は通じねえよ。不死の奴らまでいたんだからね。
とにかく
Yep.
他の情報が出てくるまである程度のパターンをできるだけ推測しておきましょう。
だな。
ナルトが修行から帰ってくるまでに少しでもペインの謎に近づきましょう。
Dude, Ara's gotta hurry up too, man. Ah, dude, guys, I'm just getting so freaking nervous right now. Lee Village is in trouble. Yes, ma. Freaking lips. The stamina building stuff, you know, would taste gross.
戦術チャクラも寝れるようになったし、あずく見ても戦法もある程度マスターした。で、最後に一言言うことがある。
何かしこまっちゃってさ。
それはな、千人モードのリスクについてじゃ。
Oh, of course there's downsides, damn.
で、そのリスクって？
まずはナルトちゃんも分かってるとは思うが、千人モードはそう長く持続せん。持って5分じゃ。それから千人モードになるための自然エネルギーを集めるに動くのが基本じゃ。ゆえ戦闘に入ってからはまず使えん。動かん。
Yeah, so that's what, like Dry had to like kind of run away to kind of use it right. Or like he had someone protect him as he did it.
千人モードになれるのは仲間がたくさんおって己がフリーになれる時だけじゃ。
それってどういうこと？
わしとナルトちゃんが体を融合すればそれで OK じゃ。背中や肩に軽くくっつく程度の融合じゃけんの。
Yeah, just like the Honored Sage mode.
簡単に言えばデーと銅の役割分担をするため片方が動いてるときは方が止まって自然エネルギーを取り込む。
Yeah.
両肩に乗っけた状態が千人モード最終形態じゃった。
そういうことか。
Oh dear lord. Conan's with them.
ここで陽動と探索の二手に分かれ確認をしておく。陽動は修羅道、畜生道、ガキ道、探索は天道、人間道、地獄道
It's interesting they all have names.
は探索側だ。
分かってるわ。
Oh, this is like our first time gonna see like Rinnegan perspective, right?
地中と上空を含め球状の結界を張っている。
無断で侵入した人間はすぐ感知される仕組みということね。
作戦通り畜生道を木の葉上空へ投げ込む。敵にこっちの人数を5人させてか乱する。畜生道からの口寄せを待て。
イタチとキサメは簡単に入り込んだらしいけど、
イタチは木の葉の暗部だった男。
You knew the secrets.
ここに抜ける暗号を知っていた。俺には俺のやり方がある。ここより世界に。
Oh man. The new one too.
侵入者だ。今日は一人。西口イノビーチ線。
Oh god, not the granny and her kid. Don't tell me they're about to get freaking doxxed.
ごちそうさん。ごちそうさま。
3
Here we go, man. Destruction's beginning already. This is the new summoning one, huh?
カトン豪華級の術。俺のカトンが効かない。
Oh my god, terrifying, dude. He looks so angry.
一体どうなってる。
キュービの情報は持っていないか。
What the heck? Did we see this guy before? Was he the part of them last time?
渦巻きナルトはどこだ。
Jeez. Suffocation by paper.
こいつも知らんか。
急にチャクラのケーキが反応して黒い棒が加熱したからおかしいと思う。
So the black rods are something important.
つまりこれはチャクラの
Dude, that's nuts. What?
受信してる。
受信機。どういうことです。
So you can like control them from afar, kind of?
綱手様に連絡しなきゃ。これって。
行くぞ。
Oh no, more paper. Going on, what'd you do? Oh my god.
当時、私は情報部に連絡を。
僕は父ちゃんのところへ。
お父さん、里が。
逃げろ、タービーちゃん。
Go, Tommy, no. Yeah, even the... It's interesting, even the beasts have the rods in them. I remember, like, you know, talking about how they all had Rinnegan. It must be a way to, like, pass Rinnegan between multiple things. Oh, let's go, Sakura. Okay.
大丈夫？ありがとうございます。
ムカデが倒れている。あの子がやってくれたようだ。
You tell me you don't know who Sakura is? Come on.
さくら。大丈夫。
Oh man, Aruka in the mix too. Have we ever seen Aruka like actually in a mission like at all or fighting? Like outside the first episode, I guess.
なで様にすでに連絡した。すぐにも警報が発令されるだろう。
直接攻めてくるなんて、一体何者が。
It's been a while, man, since the old Orochimaru.
さくらは急いで病院へ行って怪我人を見てくれ。病院にはたくさんの怪我人がいる。
Damn already.
大丈夫。私たちにはおかげさまがいるでしょ。
結界班より報告。侵入者は木の葉上空より潜入。結界反応は短期。反応直後より複数の襲撃を確認しました。分析班より報告。
Ambu's here.
およそ3個大隊。
これほどの戦力を悟られることなく運用できる敵。やはり
3 battalions.
侵入者の目撃情報。奥に朱色の雲模様。
Oh, yep. That will tell you.
ついに来たか。
予言の子はあの子であってほしいとそう願わずには俺のダイヤちゃんは全てをあの子に託したんじゃからな。
Yeah, she entrusted it into Naruto too, all her faith. A lot of people have.
事態警報を出せ。それからナルトを呼び戻せ。
Hey, let's go. Sick. She's like, we need Naruto here ASAP, man. Dude, crazy. I'm so like nervous. Like, I don't want the Leaf Village to get just like absolutely destroyed. And also, like, I don't know, man. With Jiraiya dying, I'm like, just. And of course, Asuma. Goddamn, I can't forget Asuma's name. But yeah, with Jiraiya and Asuma dying and Shippuden so far, not that far apart from each other either. I'm like just nervous every time there's a fight. Like, I'm getting nervous about all these different characters we have come attached to, man. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into this review section. Yeah, fun training arc overall. I think we got the conclusion to the training arc here with Naruto. I don't know if we want to say mastering the Sage Jutsu or, he probably has maybe room to grow in it, but at least kind of confirmation that he has achieved his sagehood, which I kind of like that name of it. I really like the design of the eyes too. I think it looks pretty cool. Definitely looks better than Jiraiya's with all the the frog features that come up, and I think that's maybe one of the more important factors around how Naruto has better control of the kind of the nature and energy and whatnot, is because although he gets the eyes, he doesn't get any other frog features with it, so it seems to mean that he has better control. But I want to talk about the training arcs in general in Naruto, and shout out to Jason, one of the patrons. Him and I were kind of talking on the side about the way that like kind of character strength progression goes in Naruto. And I've talked a lot about the power system in the past, but I think one thing that Naruto as a show does really well is kind of like incrementally improving the power of their characters in a really tangible way. And it's it's very incremental, right? Like, I remember thinking back when we jumped from classic Naruto to Shippuden and Naruto's training with Jiraiya for a couple of years. I kind of thought at that point that, not that Naruto would be done with his training, but that he would be like way, way stronger. And he was stronger, and we saw that, but there's been multiple rounds of more training, right? With the change of nature training, using all the shadow clones with it, now the Sage training. I don't know, I think it's enjoyable to kind of see the training as it goes, especially for Naruto. Obviously, we don't see it for all the characters, but for our protagonists, I think it's nice getting to see that, and also it being very aligned with expanding the power system as well. I just think Naruto as a show, it's like one of its strengths for sure is kind of the progressive training that happens with it. And I think without the really grounded power system and really interesting power system, that wouldn't be as good either, though. So it's kind of a combination of both in my mind. But it's one of the things I enjoy a lot. And, to make a quick comparison to another show like One Piece, right? One Piece, the character increases in strength kind of happen out of nowhere, at least where I'm at in the show. Like, I don't know if any of y'all watch, but like, there's like the gear power system for Luffy. There's other parts of it that get introduced later. And it's not that they necessarily happen out of nowhere, but oftentimes it's not done in this way where it's kind of like integrated with the plot line of the show as much. Like, it's kind of like, okay, there's new, more powerful characters getting introduced, and now we have to, improve our protagonists to get them to kind of match that level. And it's not that One Piece does it poorly. There's definitely shows that do it way worse, but I think it's a really good contrasting methodology of showing it to your audience, right? Like, One Piece does more flashbacks to moments where it happens. There's like a big time skip in One Piece as well. Sorry, I don't want to spoil anything if anyone of y'all are watching it, but yeah, like, there's a big time skip, and there's kind of flashbacks to how they gain their powers. So yeah, it's just not as like integrated with the plot line, and I think there's something to say that Naruto does that really well as a show. So props to the training arcs. I really enjoyed this. Although it was pretty short, I really enjoyed the Sage Jutsu just in general, the training. I liked Fukasaku and in general, his relationship with Naruto, and just the meaningfulness of it with, kind of passing down the torch with Jiraiya, like we talked about a little bit from the last set of episodes. And one more thing from the training that I thought was interesting was the jutsu that Naruto was like kind of scheming to try out. And it's, we don't see it, but it creates some cloud. Now, I'm wondering how that happened. Obviously like change of nature chakra training that he did, he could use the wind nature chakra. And I'm wondering if maybe he learned to use water a little bit as well here. Like, even though it's not his forte, maybe he could use it because he got more in touch with nature through the sage jutsu training. So now he could like combine them to create a cloud. Now, I don't know why Naruto wants to create a cloud. The only thing I can think of that like immediately reminds me of something is Sasuke's power, right? With, creating the huge cloud to, use that ultimate Chidori technique. I forgot what they called that, but, it's super strong, right? So I'm curious on, and I don't think Naruto knows about that, right? At least as far as we know. We haven't seen any interaction with them talking about that. He hasn't seen it. So it wouldn't really make sense if he's thinking about Sasuke, but it does remind me a little bit of like when he was learning the, the wind shuriken or the wind nature trainer or whatever you want to call it, how he automatically thought about how, his wind, even though it's, fire is kind of the counter to it, he wasn't thinking about it from the perspective of, oh, like Sasuke counters me. No, I can make his, jutsu techniques even stronger together. And by the way, I didn't notice that myself. Patreon also shouted that out, which I want to shout out the Patreon for that. I don't remember who said it, but I thought that was really interesting. That it is such a flippant perspective that I think most people wouldn't have, is like, he has such a positive mentality towards Sasuke still, which is just really refreshing. He's got so much faith in him, But yeah, coming back to the cloud, I don't know why he would want to use it. Maybe it is something just for him. I don't think it would make sense that he's thinking of Sasuke in this case, but I am thinking about the future. If Sasuke and him ever do kind of team up again in the future, if Sasuke is able to overcome his hatred, will they be able to like team up with this kind of like technique in the future? That'd be pretty cool. We also get a little bit more of the Raikage and the village hid in the clouds, right? I think so. It's kind of hard to tell, honestly, but yeah, he seems pretty pissed at the Akatsuki. Obviously, we meet a few new characters, a little interesting, got some quirky ones in there, but ultimately, I think it's interesting that he's focused on, the Leaf Village and their role with, he's like, why haven't they gone after Sasuke, this rogue ninja, and, taken him out? And they even mentioned the Hyuga incident, which if I'm remembering correctly, and this is what I'm thinking it is from back at Classic Naruto, where that one village, the Lightning Village or something, tried to kidnap Hinata, and obviously her like father saved her and killed them, and it was going to be that whole conflict, right? And they had to sacrifice his brother in his place. I think that's the Hyuga incident that they're talking about. But I mean, I feel like this is a bit different. It's not really like a rogue ninja scenario either, but I don't know. I think it's an interesting callback. I like that there's a callback and a reference there. But it seems like the Raikage has an intention to, interact with the Leaf to, I guess, maybe join hands against the Akatsuki, and maybe try to hold them more accountable to dealing with Sasuke himself. But he also mentions calling a 5 Kage Summit conference. Now, I've definitely have heard of the 5 Kage Summit. I think that's an arc. So that's interesting that that's kind of coming into play at this point. Seems like that's maybe like the Kages of like the 5 major nations, and probably trying to have some kind of like, I don't know, alliance towards a common goal, I would assume. So maybe against the Akatsuki in this case. But kind of interesting that that's kind of coming up already. Really excited to see more of the Kages. Like, I mean, we know Gaara, the Raikage, and obviously Tsunade. What are the other 2? Have we heard of them? Now, we've heard mentions of like the Mist Villages, Kage in the past. I forgot what they call that, but yeah, it'll be cool to see more of them in play. Lastly, I want to talk a little bit about the other kind of gathering of information of Pain. The black rods while Shizune is dissecting him, and the infiltration of the Rain Shinobi. Let's start with the rods, because I think that's the most interesting one. I guess Shizune discovers that they're chakra demodulators that I guess, you know, you can send chakra signals to. So they receive chakra signals and they like heat up and give off chakra. So, you know, we obviously don't get the conclusion to what that actually means, but based off how I am interpreting that, it's like, hey, like if it's Nagato that controls pain, or somebody else, or Conan, or whatever it could be, they're controlling all these versions of pain through those rods. And it makes sense because they all have it, right? They all have these different, I've always thought they're just like piercings or something, but they're all throughout the body. Like you can see how many of them were taken out, and they're like really hard and stuff. So it could make sense that someone could control them through that if they're like receive chakra signals. So if it's like Nagato, for example, who's controlling it, that would make a lot of sense that he could control them. Now, I don't really know how it connects to how Rinnegan is in all of their eyes still. Like maybe he still needs to transplant some form of Rinnegan, or maybe that's connected to the rods too. We also know that those rods are in like all the summoning beasts, all the beasts that they summon, right? Like the centipede in this one, or back in the fight with Jiraiya, all of those ones he summoned had those rods in them too. So even like, you know, the different creatures have been implanted with these at some point, which is kind of nuts. But really, really interesting that that's like part of the power system, or maybe some of the secret to pain in general. And then we also get the infiltration of the mind. I like that we get to see Ino's father in the mix here, and obviously going into specialty with infiltrating somebody's mind and seeing what's going on. I think it's cool that there was like genjutsu blocks. So like there's, you know, whole level of element here with, you know, I don't know, the power system is so cool that it even goes into this whole, you know, protecting the mind and information of people and infiltrating the mind, not just for like fights, but also for gathering information. I think that's really, really cool. Fleshes out and expands the power system a lot more. Keeps it really deep, which I enjoy. But you know, they had all those blocks, and then all the papers were flying around. So it seems like Conan has more of a hand than I thought. And I was even talking to my girlfriend Bethany, and she had a theory that she thought Pain might have even just been Conan. Like it might not even necessarily be Nagato behind all this, but Conan like kind of being the mastermind, because you see the papers in the mind too. Now, I think that's a little unlikely. I think Nagato really is the one behind it all still, but like it is interesting that Conan might be more in the mix than I thought. I kind of thought she was more just kind of like not a pawn, but you know, another person kind of on the side of Nagato through like kind of this pain power system and whatnot. But ultimately we see the brain is like filled with all these, they're kind of like rods too. They don't look as thick though. I don't know if they're technically rods, but maybe at some level Pain has kind of like infiltrated the minds of like most of the range shinobi, at least, to you know what they're, you know, saying or feeling. Maybe that could connect to some other powers that he has. I don't know, man, kind of nuts. The Pain power system is real. I can't wait till we find out everything about it. Yeah, and let's just go and get into the character rates, because obviously a lot to give to Pain. For MVP, I'm going to give that to Naruto, and him just mastering his sagehood, or somewhat mastering. I don't know if it's true mastery, but just him getting his sagehood. I think it was obviously a very challenging thing for him to learn with having to sit still. I think that in itself is such a huge improvement for someone like Naruto, who, like, that's definitely not his forte, you know. He's kind of that brute force kind of person usually, and this is like, outside of just being able to access the nature energy and, you know, use sagehood, I feel like that's just a good thing for him in general, to learn how to sit still with his body and his thoughts and everything. And it might give him just more mastery in general as a shinobi and as a person in this world. I did want to give a shout out. I almost gave MVP to, I couldn't believe I was saying this. I almost gave MVP to Shizune for discovering the black rods, because that seems super important, but I'll give her a little shout out at least, even though she usually is on my Sako list. For the best moment, I'm gonna give that to Pain. Dude, this is the way he showed up in the, like, kind of in the outskirts of the Leaf Village. He is, the character design of him and the presence, the sound, like kind of his theme in the background, the Akatsuki theme, I think it is, just massive aura, man. Like, he's got such a presence to him. You immediately feel dread from that, you know. Like, I was like, oh shit, things are going down. And then obviously the way they infiltrate too is really, really cool. And, you know, just them comparing their power size to like 3 battalions when it's really just, you know, the 6 forms of him and Conan. It's insane how strong he is. But I'm really loving Pain as an antagonist. It's just so cool. For the funniest character, I'm gonna give that to, I think, Neji. Now the voice actor sounded a little different. I don't know if it's actually Neji. I assume it is. But when he uses Byakugan to cheat in the card game, I don't know why, that just got me good. Thinking that no one would notice that. But yeah, let me know if that is Neji, if y'all could confirm that for me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a different voice actor, or maybe the voice is supposed to be a bit different because he's older. Who knows? And then we'll skip over the Sako for these episodes. But yeah, let me know what y'all thought about these ones. I definitely enjoyed these. I'm nervous, very nervous. I really like the ending too, where Tsunade's like, and recall Naruto. That kind of like almost just shows how strong Naruto is at this point. Like, especially with the Sage Hood stuff. I'm wondering where he power scales. Like, I know that they said he overpassed Kakashi once he learned the Wind Shuriken Rasengan, but you know, that was kind of like a specific Jutsu technique, and obviously he can't use that. So I've always kind of wondered where he really lies in like the power rankings within the Leaf now. And to me, this becomes more clear cut and dry that he is super strong now. Like, he must be one of the strongest ones in the Leaf at this point in the show. So, and Tsunade like recalling him, even though she knows that, you know, Pain's after him, it shows just how important he is, and how important his strength will be. So I'm hype, I am nervous. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this one. Let me know what y'all thought about this in the comments below. Appreciate y'all being here to watch with me, and I will catch you next time. Peace.